Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, welcome back to our series of What is STEM? STEM 101. So, we're going to talk about today kind of the history of STEM and why is it even important today, especially with our little babies, our children. And so, I'm focused on the elementary kids, right? Middle school and scooters, high schoolers, they have access to more STEM learning opportunities than our elementary kids. Our elementary kids get wonderful craft activities, but we all know that STEM has evolved from craft to more complicated, complex activities that really deepens that learning for them, right? So why is it even important and how long has STEM even been around? So, STEM learning and STEM education has been around over the century, right? The US folks started focusing on STEM education when it comes to our children kind of after the space war began. And we kind of realized here in the United States that we're kind of last in the race, right? So they put a more focused target on our kids to learn STEM in hopes that as they become adults, they'll be interested in those career fields to help propel United States from the end of the race to the beginning and the leading of the pack, right? So the subjects of science, technology, engineering, math has been taught separately, right? But from our last video of what is STEM, we understand now that STEM learning is the approach to learning, right? It's the curriculum of learning. It's not necessarily individual disciplines of science, technology, engineering, math. It's how you learn, right? And it's the results of STEM learning. So that's kind of why it's so important is because so to evolve from the industrial mindset, the production worker mindset when it comes to our kids and our future leaders of this country, we need thinkers, we need problem solvers, we need more innovators, and we need to back that up with participation in school, with home learning, and just facilitating the creativity of children, right? Those STEM skills that our children get, me targeting elementary kids, setting them up for success in the beginning of their education journey is really going to propel them into a successful STEM career and interest as they journey through their education career into university or into entrepreneurship or into a trade or craft school. We need them to have those skills to kind of get into the 21st century and to be thinkers and doers and executing their visions. And we need to back them up as parents, right? So, again, why is it even important? Part of the Department of Education at the federal level, STEM education and STEM pursuits is a top priority of the United States of America, right? And we need to not only rely on the school systems to help teach our kids STEM learning and STEM education, but we need to hold ourselves accountable as parents and making sure that we are investing time, energy, and sometimes money into the STEM learning in the comforts of our own home, maybe at the local library for our kids to actually be set up for success. If you're sitting there worried and relying on the school systems to teach your child STEM, I'm sorry, but that is not enough. Okay, you need to be at home using the basic skills of everyday life, but diving deeper into helping your child think like a STEMmer, right? When it comes to recipes and cooking, think like a scientist. Like, why are these reactions even possible? And how do we get the right formula and the right recipe to create that perfect cookie that we desire, right? Or how do we build that go-kart? You want a go-kart? Let's build it from scratch. Oh, you want to play a game system all day? Well, let's learn coding, right? How do you code? How did that game even get creative? What skills and what jobs are necessary for this game system to go from an idea to actually on that TV screen, right? When it comes to business, understanding how to set up a lemonade stand, the summer is approaching. All kids need to be out there trying to understand business, right? That is a small part. It is not going to take over your life in teaching these very important skills to really help them learn how to be STEMers and how to think critically, innovative, how to think critically, problem solve, and be innovative, right? That is what we want. That's ultimately what we want for our children, is for them to be successful. And we want them to be in the classroom, not just taking facts as factual, but be willing to challenge what is deemed factual. Not everything written in the history books are facts, but you have to be a thinker to really move past those words that you see and deep dive into why is it even written, right? So STEM learning is essential. Not even if your child doesn't want to become a scientist, technologist, engineering, mathematician. If they just want to be successful in business, if they want to go into the corporate world, if they want to become any type of artist, creator, they're going to have to learn how to think. If they want to kind of move about in the world in a free flowing, move as the water takes you type of career, you're going to need to know how to think also. So that is what we want. That is why it's essential, and that is why it is important. The 21st century requires STEM learners, doers, execution, innovation. And us as parents, we need to make sure that we stay involved with our school systems. If you're a homeschooler, make sure you have the most up-to-date curriculum, because STEM learning is changing every single year. The priority that's placed by the federal government, they're putting money, resources, time into STEM learning. Do not allow for your school system, your school district, to limit STEM learning to the gifted program. I can tell you this, parent to parent. Gifted children have more opportunities. Okay? If your child has not been deemed gifted, they are not going to be exposed to STEM learning. You are going to have to go up there and demand for your child to be placed or exposed to that STEM learning. Your child teacher does not have time to dive deep into STEM learning. I can tell you this, I'm part of an after school program, and I run multiple after school programs that focus on STEM learning. So if you're not getting it from your school system, maybe look for an after school program that has STEM that's part of the kind of activities, and really hold them accountable. If there aren't any after school programs that you have available to you, maybe going to a local library. Libraries normally have STEM nights. If that is not available to you, look for a STEM center that's local to you. That is a big business, it's up and coming. Look for the STEM centers. Those are for profit, maybe a nonprofit that's out there that is focused on STEM learning. And if you can't find that, so you can't find any of those options, grab YouTube channels such as mine, like, subscribe, put on that notification bell, and use the activities that I've posted. Get into your house, look for the materials that you're going to need, and focus on STEM learning at home. Dedicate the dining room table, dedicate a room, dedicate outdoors to STEM learning, right? Do not let any situation stand in your way to promoting and fostering and facilitating STEM learning for your child. It is never too early to learn. Look, I have a young infant. We're working on STEM learning with her. There are activities that she can do. Matter of fact, I'm going to start posting some infant activities. If you also have an infant that you want to start with just thinking, right? It's not really called STEM learning, but you're teaching them how to think, even at a baby age. All right. So let's get out of our way so we can make room for our children's innovative mind. See you next time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.